Alright, welcome back to Jaztime. Jaztime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at Jaztime.com. Today, we'll be going over a Hublot Big Bang Black Magic, reference number 301.CI.1770.RX. Now, this is one of 3 different models with this sort of case, but first I actually want to talk about this box here because this box is actually quite interesting. Hublot, I've had kind of a difficulty figuring out where Hublot sort of fits within the entire, all these different brands of watches, and it didn't really dawn on me until I opened up this box. Now, looking at the box from even the underside, it has a very a satiny, velvety finish on the bottom, something that a lot of people probably won't even notice. It has a very, very comfortable feel, and it has that grip so that it really doesn't move when you shift, if you happen to shift it around on any surface, so it stays put. Also, the porthole on the front matches the design of the bezel. We'll get into that in a moment for the watch itself, but notice how it is all done. It has that satin brush finishing on the front with all of those H-shaped screws, just like on the bezel. Very interesting, very, very designer feeling, and I believe, fully that, now that Hublot is a designer brand, very much along the lines of, say Richard Mille, but, a bit more affordable in that ballpark. So onto the watch itself, it actually comes in this very nice case with a little pillow, rubbery outside, so that it conforms to any shape, and it actually stays inside. And actually, let me show you what it looks like when it is actually inside its own box, and you were to keep it, if you were to not actually wear this every day, and you kept it, inside your box, that's sort of what it would look like. Looks very, very clean, very, very nice presentation, all right? And so when it comes to the presentation, Hublot's got it. They make it so that you can actually see your own watch from within its case. It's a very nice touch, and I really think a lot of other watch brands could learn from Hublot. All right. So anyway, onto the watch itself. This again is the Black Magic. This one is made with carbon fiber in its dial. All right. Take a close look at that. You can actually see all the weaving of that carbon fiber as it reflects the light. All right. Very, very interesting choice of patterning there, and then I actually quite like it because, I personally like to do photography myself, and I just go nuts whenever I see a carbon fiber tripod because it's light, and that is what this watch is. It's a very light timepiece that allows for, it's a sports watch. It has the chronograph pushers there, but it has that feel, that weight that you really need from a sports watch. All right, so the diameter of this case is 44 millimeters from finger to thumb. The entire case itself is made from microblasted black ceramic. If you'll notice, and you take a look at the surfacing there, it's all diffuse lighting. There's no high polish anywhere, except, say for the screws and, some of these struts here to basically mount the case on the front and the back, but effectively it's all microblasted black ceramic. So you're not getting too much of the aesthetic wrist presence, but you get the size in return. All right, so this bezel, as I was going to go on to it, it has that microblasted black ceramic with the 6 H-shaped titanium screws. What makes this the Black Magic is that this is all black ceramic. And also there's sort of like a hobnail type of texture along the outside. Gives it a very nice look, as it has that sort of steel-like look, but it is, again, all ceramic. So it's, what that means when it's ceramic is that there's hardly anything that can actually scratch a ceramic case unless you have something harder like a high-grade diamond. But effectively, a ceramic case does not scratch. it will shatter, but it will take a lot of effort to do so. All right, and all of this together, the case with the screws in the front, with the screws mounted into the back there, all lead to a 100 meter or 10 atmosphere or 330 feet below sea level water resistance. Pretty standard for just about any sort of sports watch or luxury watch. And as you can see, the case back also has a glare-proof sapphire crystal, much like that of the front, flat on the front, flat on the back, same sort of treatment, and allows you to see the movement on the inside. Now, we'll be going over the movement a little bit later. Onto this dial now, again, all carbon fiber. It has the silvery, well, white gold actually, index markers with an outer second and minute track with Arabic numerals for every 5 iterations. So every 5 seconds, every 5 minutes, you have the Arabic numerals, so there's no mistake when you are setting the time on your watch. It has 3 sub-dials there. The 9 o'clock is the small seconds, the 3 o'clock and the 6 o'clock, 30 minutes and 12-hour chronograph times, respectively. All right. Also note that there is a date aperture window at the 4:30 position, so it's a little bit off kilter, but you know, it's small enough that you can actually let it go, actually. All right, Hublot logo at the very top with the letter form logo as the counterweight for that chrono hand, center mounted right there. All right, and when it comes to the functions, really simple. The first position is actually, well, it doesn't require any screwing, so you're already at the first position. You don't need to unwind the crown to wind the watch. All right, pull out to the second position, technically, and you can adjust the date. It's a very short throw, very sensitive. It feels less than a quarter turn to actually advance the date, so much faster than that of a Rolex Datejust, which takes exactly a quarter turn to advance the date by 1. This one feels less than that. It's like close to an eighth of a turn. It's insanely fast, very easy. All right. So if you find yourself, say, on the 29th of February, you can advance it to the 1st of March very easily. All right. Pull the crown out to the final position. It hacks that seconds hand. As you can see, it's no longer moving. All right. And you can actually move the minute hand freely to set the time as you wish for precise timekeeping. All right, press the crown all the way back in to ensure that waterproofness. Again, only 100 meters because very likely there's no actually screw-in mechanic for this crown, so there's probably some inner gaskets that allow for that waterproofness. All right, now what makes all of this work? Oh yeah, also the chronograph works just as you would expect. Press the top button to allow that center-mounted chronograph hand to move at 1 second per second. Press it again to stop it, press the bottom to reset it, and all of the sub-dials as well, except the small seconds, of course. That one just keeps going, and it will stop only when you pull the crown out all the way. All right, so what allows all of this to work? It's the Hublot's in-house movement, the HUB 4100 self-winding chronograph movement, which is a diameter of 30 millimeters. It has 25 joules with a power reserve of 42 hours, beats at a frequency of 28,800 vibrations per hour or 4 hertz. It allows for that rapid setting of the date, running of the chronograph hand in the center with the hours, minutes, and the offset small seconds hand at the 9 o'clock. All right. Also, it has a bidirectional winding rotor on the interior, so you can effectively wind the watch. Simply wind the watch fully using the crown, and your natural wrist movements with this watch on your wrist will keep it wound up to that full 42-hour power reserve and continue on from there. All right. Okay, and so what keeps all of this together is effectively the strap here. It's a black lined rubber strap here, very smooth on the outside. It has these tiny micro channels going laterally across the strap with, you know, even those very, very precisely placed little notches just for the clasp here. The clasp is also microblasted black ceramic with black plated stainless steel. It's also the deployment buckle clasp, so you can't actually pull it open. You actually have to use these two buttons here to just trigger it, and it opens up very easily. The way the clasp is designed, very much like the Hublot logo. As you can see, it has the H with the bridge across. Very designer-like. I love it. All right. And the way that this works is that you can effectively size this to just about, well, any wrist within the average range. Anyone who can wear a 44 comfortably. All right. So allowing for on-the-fly adjustments is certainly a good point for any sort of a rubber strap, or any sort of strap really, that allows for those little notches to be moved forward and backward depending on your wrist. Now, while we're here, we can try it on the wrist, and you can see how it looks, and I can give you some more thoughts on how it feels. All right, so I just took a guess as to the size of this, and I'll have to wear this a little bit higher on my wrist, right? But on my wrist, 7.25 to 7.5 inches in circumference, I can definitely feel that there's a little bit of bowing out on the edges here. As you can see, there's some space underneath the lugs here. And, I'm not sure that that's necessarily a bad thing, even though, a lot of people would prefer to have a snug fit. They want their watch fitting tightly. And certainly if you have a larger wrist, then, that won't be any problem. But if you have an average size wrist like mine, there's actually a good sense of breathability here. So as a sports watch, that's very good. If I'm going to go jogging or, going to exercise, this is definitely a good thing, having that little bit of extra room there to allow the wrist to breathe, so that I'm not basically stuck with a pool of sweat just dripping down through the strap. And that just sounds kind of gross, and honestly, I wouldn't like that. I don't think you'd like that either. All right, on the wrist though, when it comes to framing, it says it's a 44 millimeter, and I'm inclined to believe it, that it certainly feels like a 44, but it doesn't seem as much a 44, or maybe this is truly a 44, whereas other models that have that 44 millimeter diameter actually tend to wear a bit larger. The lugs here actually don't really take up that much extra space, so I do get a relatively good framing, a better framing really than I would say with a 40 millimeter Rolex, because their lugs tend to be a little bit longer. I got less bracelet, less strap room, so it's not very good framing for me on my wrist. Maybe good on your wrist, and certainly if you have a larger wrist, you'll get even better framing with the straps there. But really, it's more about this case. This is a designer brand looking at how all the screws are set in there precisely. Well, not perfectly. You can't get them perfectly. It's very difficult to do so. But the placement of them, the way that they're spaced out, very tasteful, and obviously again, designer feel. And when it comes to weight, I can definitely feel more of it up here on top of my wrist. There's not so much of a counterbalance because this is a rubber strap, obviously lighter than that of, say carbon fiber and microblasted black ceramic. So that being said, as a sports watch, this is incredibly light compared to any sort of chronograph, say your Seamaster, Speedmaster, or even a Daytona. This takes the cake when it comes to light wear, a very, very comfortable fit. So, they certainly got the job done. They did it right. All right. So enough of what I think. What do you think about this watch? Let us know down in the comments below. Be sure to hit that like button, as it really helps our channel out. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this or any other watch, be sure to visit us at our website, jaztime.com. Link is in the description below. Oh, also one more thing. It has luminescence. Turning out the lights, you can actually see all the index markers do have that applied luminescence. Very, very thick luminescence on the minute and hour hands there. All right, with all the subdials, their hands also glowing very nicely in the dark. All right, so you can be certain that this will work very well in any low light situation. All right, that's the end of the video for real this time. Again, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch like it, or any other watch not like it, discontinued or current production, visit our site, jaztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jaztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in Jaztime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.